Okay, let's continue our topic. So we complete our decryption policy concept, and today we are trying to focus on a new topic. Let's talk about a small topic today. It's called wildfire technology. Okay, we can discuss first this small topic
Okay. Yesterday you
called
talked about
wildfire. Yes, this
high
wildfire.
availability today. Finally, we are going to do wildfire.
Yes, correct.
Yesterday, yeah. Yes, yesterday you told we are going to study today high availability. I remember. So
Okay, high availability.
yeah,
Okay, let's start. No problem. Let's focus on high availability.
yes.
High availability, or you can say failover concept. Let's talk about this topic. So what is the use of high availability, or you can say failover concept? In other firewall devices, you can say failover concept. In Cisco SA, in Cisco FTD. In Palo Alto Firewall, you can say high availability. In FortiGate, you can say high availability. In case if you are working with checkpoint firewall device, this concept is called clustering concept. So why this topic is required? Let's discuss a design. Okay, I have one firewall box, for example, one firewall device, and this firewall device is connected with LAN side portion. This side we are using as a LAN side network, and this side we are using as a ISP side portion. Into this design, okay, you configure everything. Configure everything. For example, you configure IP address on LAN interface, IP address on WAN interface. So into this design, you configure everything like interface configuration, routing configuration, policy configuration. Okay, for example, IP address I'm using. IP address I'm using 192.168.10.1/24. This is public facing interface, so I'm using 99.99.99 network. So we have proper configuration. You can say traffic is traveling through the firewall device. Traffic is traveling through the firewall device. Okay, but into this design, the problem is in case if this complete box goes down, if this complete box goes down, so you will lost your connectivity. Your LAN user, they cannot go on internet side. They cannot access public resources. So for this, we can go with backup plan. We can go with backup plan. We can add one more firewall device into this design. We can go with the backup plan. For example, this is firewall box 1, this is firewall box 2. So you can add one more firewall device as a backup firewall box. If you add this firewall box 2 into this design, so we need to change this design now. This portion is your ISP side portion. This is switch number 2, this is switch number 1, ISP side portion, and this side we are using as a LAN side portion. So second firewall box I'm using for backup. I'm using for high availability. In between firewall box 1, firewall box 2, we are using a link is called high availability link. In Palo Alto firewall device, we require two separate link. We need HA1. HA1. This is called control link. We need HA2. This is called data link. Okay, I will tell you about this control link and data link in detail, no problem. But right now, my point is what? We have a link in between firewall box 1, firewall box 2. This is called HA1 and HA2 link. If you are working with 48 firewall device, checkpoint firewall device, Cisco ASA firewall device, then you need single failover link in between firewall box 1, firewall box 2. But in case if you are working with Palo Alto firewall device, you require two separate link, HA1 and HA2. So If you talk about high availability, so we have a topic, it's called active passive high availability. This is failover mode. This is high availability mode. In active passive scenario, in active passive scenario, one firewall is actively manage your traffic. One firewall is actively manage your traffic, and second firewall box status is what? Standby firewall box. Standby, you can say passive firewall device. All the traffic is traveling through this active box, all the traffic. This firewall box 2 is a copy of firewall box 1. Remember always. Firewall box 2 is a copy of firewall box 1. Whenever you are configuring anything in firewall box 1, configuration will replicate through this control link. It will go to firewall box 2. Firewall box 2 is what? It's a complete copy of firewall box 1. Same IP address configuration we have, same routing configuration, policy configuration, but you cannot utilize firewall box 2 because firewall box 2 status is what? Standby. So traffic is traveling via active box. Active box. Through this HA1 link, firewall box 1 is sending hello packet to firewall box 2. Keep alive message, you can say hello packet, you can say. Firewall box 1 is saying hello, I'm active. Hello, I'm active. In case if this firewall box 1 goes down and firewall box 2 is not getting any hello packet through this failover link, through this HA1 link, so firewall box 2 can get an idea, I think firewall box 1 is not available. So now I'm changing my mode and now I'm active firewall box and traffic is automatically traveling via firewall box 2. Clear my point, Khalifa?
Yes.
Clear my
Okay.
point?
Okay.
So
Yes.
in active passive scenario, you can only utilize one firewall box. In Palo Alto, in Cisco ASA, in Cisco FTD, you can configure failover only in between two firewall devices. Only in between two firewall devices. But in case if you are working with checkpoint firewall box or FortiGate firewall device, so in checkpoint, in FortiGate, in a single high availability cluster, you can add maximum 8 firewall devices in checkpoint and in FortiGate. But if you go with the Palo Alto, Cisco ASA FTD, you can configure failover only in between two firewall devices. So in active passive, we can utilize only one firewall box. Second firewall box status is what? Standby. If active goes down, then standby will become active. Standby will become active. I hope this point is clear for you, right?
Yes. Just a
Okay.
question. Is
Now,
it possible to use both firewall as active or
active.
darkness?
Yes, you can use
Okay.
active. Active is a mode. In
Okay. Okay.
see, active is a mode. See, the popular one is active passive always. Okay.
Okay.
The popular one is active passive always in any firewall scenario. But yes, you can go with active. It's
Okay.
also a failover mode. In case if you want to utilize both the firewall devices, then you can go with the active. In
Okay.
active, it's sharing the load. Some traffic is traveling via firewall box 1, other traffic is traveling via firewall box 2. You are utilizing both the firewall devices.
Okay.
Clear now?
Yes. Clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about some troubleshooting concept here. Troubleshooting concept. I'm working with active passive scenario. Active passive scenario. Let's talk about some troubleshooting concept. So in case if box is up, this LAN interface is up, but this WAN interface goes down. Maybe some issue. This WAN interface goes down. Then you are working with active passive scenario and this box is up. So this box status is what? Active. All the traffic will go and hit on this active box. But this firewall will not process this traffic because this interface is down now. So what we can do into this problem, into this scenario, what we can do, we can use a concept is called link monitoring. We can use a concept is called what? Link monitoring. We can monitor our interfaces. We can monitor our interfaces. We can monitor our LAN interface. We can monitor WAN interfaces. It's a part of high availability configuration. If you go with the high availability configuration, you can go with link monitoring option. You can monitor your interfaces. So in high availability, you can monitor your interface, LAN interface, WAN interface. If you are monitoring your interfaces, so in case if this WAN interface goes down and you are monitoring, automatically this box will become passive and this box will become active and traffic is traveling via this box. So we can monitor our LAN interface and WAN interface with feature link monitoring. This is not a Palo Alto feature. It's a high availability feature. This feature you can also use in Checkpoint. You can use in FortiGate. It's a common concept. In Cisco ASA, in Cisco FTD, you can monitor your interfaces. This is first troubleshooting option. The next one, the next option, next troubleshooting concept. Next troubleshooting concept is in case if this wait, now in case if this box is up, this WAN interface is up, this LAN interface is up, but this high availability link HA1 goes down. High availability link goes down. Then maybe you are using a switch here, a layer 2 switch, maybe switch restart, maybe some issue with the switch because both the firewall devices, they are in different track. My point is what in case if this high availability link goes down, then in Palo Alto firewall device, you can go with backup link. In Palo Alto firewall device, you can go with a backup link. You can add one backup link for HA1, one backup link for HA1, one backup link for HA2. You can add only one backup link, Khalifa. If you are working with FortiGate firewall device, you can add multiple backup link. But in Palo Alto, you can add one backup link. One backup link for HA1, one backup link for HA2. So in case if this HA1 link goes down, this next interface backup link will take the responsibility. Clear now my point, Khalifa?
Yes, okay.
Okay, what is the requirement to configure high availability? In case if I want to configure high availability, what is the requirement? So the requirement is you need first same model. You need to have same model, same hardware model. For example, this is Palo Alto, this is Palo Alto, uh, for example, 500 series of the firewall device. This is PA 1000. You cannot establish high availability. You need same hardware model. You need same PAN OS version, same PAN OS version. For example, here we are using 9.0, here we have 10.0. We cannot establish high availability. We need same set of licenses. Same set of licenses. Same set of licenses. We need same type of interface. Type of interfaces. So this is the requirement. You need same model, same PAN OS version, same set of licenses, and same type of interfaces. Let's discuss some other points with slides. Okay, wait. Okay, so if you are working with high-end appliance, okay, in your network, you have high-end appliance, for example, be it 3000, 4000, 5000, 7000 series of the firewall device. So in high-end model, you will get dedicated HA port. See, these are dedicated HA port, HA1, HA2. And for backup, you can use any data interface. But in case if you are working with entry-level firewall device, for example, you have PA200, PA500, PA2000. So in entry-level firewall devices, you have only data interfaces. You have only data interfaces. Khalifa, clear my point? You have only data interfaces.
Okay. Okay.
Data interfaces. And you can use your data interfaces as a high availability link. High
Okay.
availability link. What is the requirement? Okay, so we have two models, active passive and active active. What is the requirement for high availability? Requirement is what? You need same model. You need same model, same panels version, same type of interfaces, same set of licenses is required. Same set of licenses. Now you can see this option, HA interface. HA interface must be configured with a static IP. HA interface must be configured with static IP. So in between firewall box 1, firewall box 1 and firewall box 2, we have high availability link. And this is L3 interface. This is L3 interface, so you need to configure IP address here, IP address, and you need to configure static IP. Static IP. In Palo Alto, in Checkpoint, in Cisco ASA, in Cisco FTD, you need to configure IP address statically. But in case if you are working with FortiGate firewall device, no need to configure IP address on high availability link. It will automatically get from APIPA range 169.254. But in Palo Alto, in Checkpoint, in ASA, in FTD, you need to configure IP address statically. Now, let's talk about control link, HA1 control link and HA2 data link. So this one is what? HA1 link, HA1, you can say control link. This one is what? HA2, it's called data link. What is the use of control link and data link? So HA1 link, it is used to exchange this HA1 link. It is used to exchange hello packet information, heartbeat information, or you can say H status information. And whenever you are configuring anything in firewall box 1, in active box, all the configuration will replicate through this failover link. All the configuration will replicate through this HA1 link. All the configuration. So firewall box 2 is a copy of firewall box 1. Firewall box 1. Now, this complete communication is clear text communication. See, control link is using TCP port number 28769, TCP 28260 for clear text communication. So if anyone capture the traffic for this HMO link, he can verify what traffic is traveling in between firewall box 1, firewall box 2. In case if you are looking for encrypted communication here for HA1 link, so you can just select a checkbox. In lab environment, I will show you. You can just select a checkbox for encrypted communication. So HA1 link port using port number 28 for encrypted communication. What is the use of data link? What is the use of data link? Data link, it is used to synchronize session information, forwarding tables, IP security, association information, ARP table. If traffic is traveling, for example, firewall box 1, this is active box. If traffic is traveling through firewall box 1, then firewall will maintain the state of connection in connection table, in session table. And this session table, firewall box 1, will share with firewall box 2 through this HA2 link. So firewall box 2 has session table information. You can share session table information. What is the benefit to share session table information in case if this box goes down and this box is active, if reply packet is hitting, to this firewall device, firewall will allow this traffic because firewall has information in session table, in connection table. So session table information, forwarding table information, IP security association information, our table information will exchange through this HA2 link, through this data link. Khalifa, clear my point?
Yes.
Okay. Now we can talk about link monitoring. You can talk about link monitoring and path monitoring. What is link monitoring? I told you you can monitor your LAN interface and WAN interface. You can monitor your LAN interface, WAN interface, or you can go with path monitoring. Yes, this feature is available. Path monitoring. For example, on ISP side portion from this firewall box one, I am sending towards ISP. I am sending what? A ping request for a particular destination. For example, 8.8.8.8. So I'm sending a ping request to 8.8.8. This device is active and this device is passive. So in path monitoring, I can send a ping request for 8.8.8 for 8.8.8 in case if reply packet is not coming. If ISP goes down, for example, or maybe 8.8.8 is not available. So this firewall will go automatically as a passive firewall box and this box will become active. We can verify practically path monitoring. Clear this point, Khalifa?
Yes.
We can go with path monitoring. We can go with link monitoring.
Okay.
Now, we required priority value. We required priority value when two Palo Alto Firewall box are deployed in active passive cluster. It is mandatory to configure device priority. High priority for passive and low priority for active. So in case if you want to use firewall box one as an active firewall box, you need to go with low priority value and the default one is 100. Default priority value is 100. You can enable preemption technique. Remember preemption technique? What is preemption? If active box goes down and after some time if it will come up again, it will become active again if you enable preemption technique. Okay, this topic is, if you remember in CCNA training, this topic is related with HSRP, VRRP also, right? So we can
Yes.
enable preemption technique here. Now, okay, let's discuss rest option in lab scenario. Okay, wait. We can discuss rest option in lab, and I have a lab design for high availability. You can see this lab design. Into this lab design, we are trying to do a lab for active passive high availability. Let me explain this topology. I have two firewall devices, Palo Alto Firewall Box 1, Firewall Box 2. Both firewall devices management port is connected with this management switch. This portion I am using for management. So I will manage both the firewall device from this management PC. Ethernet 1 on both firewall devices I'm using as a LAN interface. So both interfaces are connected with this switch. This portion we are using as a LAN portion. Now Ethernet 2 we are using as a WAN side portion. This is what? WAN side portion. IP address I'm using 10.1.23 network. In between firewall box 1, firewall box 2. Firewall box 1, firewall box 2, we have failover link. We have HA1 and HA2 link. HA1, HA2 link. Failover link is the L3 interface, so we need to configure IP address statically. So Ethernet 1/4 we are using as a HA1. Ethernet 1/3 we are using as a HA2 interface. Clear this design, Khalifa?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, let's try to prepare this design. I'm trying to prepare both of our devices. This is firewall box 1. Okay, we have a new firewall device. So I'm using 199.199.199.1 for firewall box 1. Let's go to firewall box 2. We can configure IP address on management port. Set device config system type static. Set device config system IP address 199.199.199.5 net mask 255.255.255.0 commit. Now let's try to access both of our device from this management PC. Management PC. We can verify IP address configuration on this management PC. So 199.199.199.14 IP I'm using. Let's manage both of our devices 199.199.1. Password I'm using pass@123. So admin pass@123. It's working slow. Khalifa, can you hear me, dear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so let's start our configuration with firewall box 1. You can see this is firewall box 1. You can verify with IP address 199.199.199.1 and dot 5 here. So we can verify HS status first on dashboard. You can add HS status information system and high availability. So both the firewall devices, they are not participating in any failover configuration. So you can see HA not enabled. You can check on firewall box 2. You can add HS status information here. Both the firewall devices, they are not participating in failover. So let's start our configuration with firewall box 1. In our design, we are working with entry-level firewall devices. We have only data interfaces. So into this design, we have Ethernet 1/4 and 1/3. These two interfaces, we are using our high availability link. High availability link. These two interfaces. 1/4 is a HA1 and 1/3 is HA2 interface. Okay, let's go to network tab, interface tab, and Ethernet 1/3. Ethernet 1/3 we are using as a HA interface. So interface type is what? HA. You cannot configure anything. You can just select your interface type. HA interface. Ethernet 1/4. I'm using as a high availability link. So interface type is HA. Click on OK. Now you can commit your configuration. Let's go to second firewall device. Network tab. Interface Ethernet 1/4. 1/4 and 1/3. Both the interfaces we are using as a HA port. So HA, click on OK. 1/3 I'm using as a high availability link. Now you can click on commit. Let's go to firewall box 1. So now you can click on device tab. Let's talk about high availability configuration. You can click on device tab and you can go with high availability option. High availability option. HA is not enabled by default. So you can enable as per your requirement. So we can enable HA. You can just click on edit option, edit. We can enable HA. We can select group ID number. In Palo Alto Firewall device, we can define group ID number. Okay, in FortiGate, you can define group name. So if I'm using group ID number, for example, 1 here, you can select a number in between 1 to 63. If I'm using group ID number 1, so on second firewall device, I need to use same group ID number. And this is our task. Mode is what? Active, passive. Active, passive. You can also go with the active, no problem. But let's complete our active, passive lab first. Active, passive. Now it's required, it's required peer HA1 IP address. And I'm here. I am on Palo Alto Firewall Box 1. My peer firewall device is Firewall Box 2. So it's looking for peer HA1 IP address. So this is peer HA1 IP address. And here I'm using 10.20.20.2. Here I'm using .1. This side 10.40.40.2. This side .1. So it's looking for peer HA1 IP address. So peer HA1 IP address is 10.20.20.2. Let's define here peer HA1 IP address 10.20.20. And we don't have any backup link. So I'm not using backup link option. Just click on OK. Default hold down timer is 1 minute. Default hold down timer is 1 minute. So in case if firewall box 1 goes down, firewall box 2 will wait for 1 minute. In 1 minute, if this box will come up again, it's good. Otherwise, firewall box 2 will become active automatically. You can change this timer, but the default one is what? 1 minute. Now you can go for device priority. I told you high priority for see high priority for
Active.
standby device for passive, and low priority for active. So here what I'm using, I want to
Yes.
use this firewall box as active. So priority value, for example, I'm using 110. You can enable preemption technique. Just click on OK. And now you can define HA communication. You can define HA1 interface and you can define HA2 interface. As per our design, Ethernet 1/4 and 1/3 we are using for high availability link. And 1/4 is HA1, 1/3 is what? HA2. So you can select this option. You can click on edit. As per our design, Ethernet 1/4 is HA1 interface. HA1 interface. What IP address we are using? 10.20.20.1. Mask 255.255.255.0. You can set a gateway. Why gateway IP address is required? Why gateway IP is required? So in case if you have a router here, for example, in between firewall box 1, firewall box 2, if you have a router here, so you need to set a gateway IP. You need to set a gateway IP. Router IP has a gateway IP, but in our design, we are not using any router. So gateway is not required. And you can go with encrypted communication. You can just select this checkbox. You can just select this checkbox for encrypted communication. Now just click on OK. Click on OK. We can go for HA2 data link configuration. You can click on edit. And now as per our design, as per our task, Ethernet 1/3. 1/3 is HA2 interface. So you can select your interface 1/3. IP address is 10.40.40.1. Mask 255.255.255.0. And you can see this option is enabled by default. Enable session synchronization is enabled by default. Just click on OK. You can commit your changes. This will take time. Let's go to firewall box 2. Firewall box 2, we can go to device tab. We can enable HA and group ID number. We are using 1. Peer HA1 IP address. So we are here on firewall box 2. Peer HA1 IP address is 10.20.20.1. So IP address is 10.20.20.1. Click on OK. You can set priority value. I want to use this firewall box as a passive firewall box, as a standby firewall device. So I'm using higher priority value here, 150 for example. You can enable preemption technique. Click on OK. Let's decide our HA1 and HA2 interface. You can click on HA communication. And as per our design, 1/4. 1/4 is a HA1 interface. IP address 10.20.20.2. Mask 255.255.0. Click on OK. Now you can go to data link. Ethernet 1/3. It's a data link. 10.40.40.2. Mask 255.255.0. Click on OK. And now you can commit your changes. Clear this point, Khalifa?
Yes,
Clear
this
this
is clear.
configuration step?
Yeah, this is clear.
Okay. This will take time. Okay, let's take a break for 10
Okay.
minutes. Okay.
Okay, okay,
It's a 110 on my side. We will continue at 120. Okay.
okay.
Please turn off your mic. Hello, Khalifa. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Let's continue our discussion now.
Okay.
Okay, so we can verify high availability status on both of our devices. On both our devices, you can go to dashboard and you can check now high availability status. You can check this high availability status and you can see failover mode we are using active passive, and this firewall box 1. Firewall box 1 we are using as a active firewall box. This local firewall device is an active firewall box. Firewall box 2, this is management IP of firewall box 2. Firewall box 2 we are using as a passive firewall device. Running configuration is not fully synchronized, so we can wait. It is not fully synchronized. It will take time, but you can see rest information match, 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 match. If you go and check on second firewall box 2, if you check on second firewall device, so firewall box 2 status is what? Passive firewall device. Firewall box 1 is what? Active firewall box. So now in case if you are configuring anything on active appliance, let's go to network tab and I'm trying to prepare LAN interface, WAN interface, policy configuration. Let's prepare this lab. Ethernet 1/1 into this design we are using for LAN side portion. Virtual router is default. Security zone, I am using LAN zone. LAN zone. IP address as per our design for Ethernet 1/1. IP address is LAN 200.200.200.1. 200.200.1/24. Click on OK. We can add management profile here, MGMT. It's a profile name. Service, I'm using ping service only. Click on OK. Click on OK. Let's go to Ethernet 1/2 into this design. We are using as a public facing interface. Public facing interface, Ethernet 1/3. Virtual router is default. Security zone we can create. Security zone we can create WAN zone. IP address as per our design 10.1.23 network. So WAN 10.1.23.1, 10.1.23.1/24. Click on OK. Now management profile we can attach. So this configuration is available in firewall box 1. We can commit our changes. This is firewall box 1. You can verify with management IP. This is firewall box 1. Now you can go and check. Wait, this will take time. Let's go to dashboard. You can see we are getting a message here. Running configuration is not synchronized. So let's commit this configuration first. This will take time. Okay, this will take time. So let's verify this LAN machine. This LAN machine. I'm using proper IP address configuration. Let me show you 200.200.200.24 is LAN PC IP. And gateway, I'm using 200.200.200.1. And you can also verify outside router IP address. Outside router. Let's configure IP address on outside router. This is ISP gateway, you can say. Host name is ISP interface Ethernet 0/0. 10.1.23.10. mask, no shutdown, and we can configure default route for return traffic for any unknown destination. 10.1.23.1 is a gateway. Let's go to firewall device now. So we complete our interface configuration only. Let's go to network tab, and I'm trying to configure default route towards ISP gateway. So virtual router default we are using. Static route, IPv4 static route entry. You can give a name, for example, default hyphen route. So for any unknown destination, any mask, exit interface is Ethernet 1/2, and next hop IP we are using 10.1.23.10. 23.10. So 10.1.23.10 is the next hop IP. Any problem in basic configuration, Khalifa? I hope it's okay for you.
Yes, it's okay for me.
Okay. We can also configure policy to allow our traffic. Policy configuration. So rule 1, rule type is interzone communication rule. Source is what? Source is LAN zone. Source address any. Destination is WAN zone. Destination is any application. Any service URL category action is allowed. Let's commit our changes. Let's commit our changes. Let's go to dashboard. Running configuration is not synchronized. So we can click on here. Let's click on sync to peer. Yes. And we can wait. Okay, we can wait. Let's verify on firewall box 2. You can click on network. Interface configuration right now is not available. Okay. So let's wait. Let's wait. We can refresh this page. Again, we are getting a message not synchronized. So please wait. Or you can click on sync to peer. Now you can see message change now. Synchronization in progress. So please wait. Once configuration push, you will get a message synchronized. You will get a message here synchronized. Let's go to a firewall box 2, and we can refresh this page also. You can click on network and see Khalifa.
Yes, I can see.
Interface configuration is available. You can check policy also. So yes, we have security policy.
Yes.
Now, so as per our task, firewall box 1. You can see this is firewall box 2. Firewall box 1 is what? It's a active firewall box. So all the traffic is traveling through this firewall box 1. You can try to initiate your traffic. We can try to initiate our traffic. We can try to ping 10 dot 10.1.23.10 with -t. So I'm initiating my traffic from this LAN machine. I'm trying to travel through the firewall device. Okay, I'm trying to verify my connectivity with 10.1.23.10. So let's initiate our traffic, and traffic is traveling. Traffic is traveling through the firewall device, and I'm getting continuous reply. I'm getting continuous reply, and you can see firewall box 1 as per our task. It's refreshed this. Now you are getting a message running configuration synchronized. This firewall box 1, it's of the active firewall box, and this firewall box 2 is passive firewall box. You can see now. So in case, see, I'm getting continuous reply. Now, in case if this box goes down, in case if this active box goes down, this active box goes down, you can see I'm not getting reply.
Yes.
If you remember our hold down timer, 60 seconds. 60 seconds is a hold down timer. So firewall box 2 will wait for 60 seconds. After 60 seconds, again I'm getting a reply packet. See?
Yeah.
Again I'm getting reply packet. It means if you check on firewall box 2, if you refresh this page, default timer is 5 minutes, but if you refresh manually, now you can check this firewall box 2 status is what? Active
Active.
firewall box. Clear my point, Khalifa?
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Let's continue our discussion in next session. It's not complete, okay? This topic not complete, okay?
Okay.
From here, let's complete our session in our topic in next session.
Okay. So just
Okay.
Mr. Jitu, I have just want to know, is it a mandatory configuration to add IP address on HA2, HA2 and HA1? We have IP addresses configured on both.
Sorry, can you repeat again, Khalifa?
On HA1, we have an IP address. HA2, we have another IP address. So we
Okay,
need
H, you were talking about HA what?
yes,
Okay, yes, tell me.
yes. HA1 has an IP address. HA2 also has an IP address configured.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, is it a mandatory configuration to configure IP addresses on both HA?
Yes, yes. HA, see, high
Okay,
availability
okay,
link, it's a L3 interface.
yes,
So you need to configure IP address on both the
okay,
interface. In Palo
okay,
Alto, we have two interface.
okay, okay.
Clear now?
Yes, yes, yes. This is clear now. Okay,
Let's
thank you.
complete our topic in next session. Bye,
Yeah,
Khalifa. Take care. Dear.
thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, bye.